What's up YouTube, it's Todd Horst here with Tasty Tracker, and I just wanted to do a quick video on how to get the best entries. It's not rocket science here, we're just going to set up an alert. But the point of setting up an alert is we allow the stock to come to us and enter in at an ideal time, and that can make the world of a difference. Right here, if we had an alert set for when it crossed this 50-day here, the yellow line, and then we entered a position sometime today, on this day, then we would have had 2 down days, maybe even one down day, depending on when we entered. Of course, yeah, this could have been even flat. But either way, on the 3rd day, we would have had a nice profitable position, even if it was just a couple bucks. And then this move here would have been enough to potentially close that position at 50%. Same thing here. We had crossed below the 20-day. Now this one obviously would have taken longer, but we had this stretch here. And down here, if we have the 50-day entry, again, that would have been nice, especially the dotted line here is the monthly expiration for options. So if we entered one down here when it touched, we wouldn't have entered in this close to this expiration, so we would have entered in this expiration. And chances are, between the increase in the price as well as the passage of time, we would have had the position close out maybe in here. So again, you can do this for any ticker. The nice thing is once you get a couple of these set up, you can apply them quickly to the next ticker. You don't have to redo everything. So we'll just go ahead and click on right click here, do a create alert. And then we just want to select study, and you won't have these two here. This one is one I need to delete, but this is actually what we're going to create. This is saying if it crosses over the 20-day, then send us an alert. So this is an example where I've already done this one, so I could quickly choose that one. Let's go ahead and do that and just say if that's true, then go ahead and notify me where you would expand this down here. Let's contract the preview. And then send me push notifications and sound. Those are the 2 that I have because I have the app installed on my phone, but obviously you could do the email thing if that was what you wanted to do. Actually, before we jump into that, let's figure out which study that we wanted to apply to this. So we can see here that for SQ, let's zoom out a bit, and let me clear my chart. Okay, we can see that for the most part it's held above the 20-day, so that might actually be a good place to enter, especially that we're so far above the 20-day right now. The 50-day is the yellow line, and definitely if it hits this 50-day both times here in recent history, it's been a good entry points. The whole way through here, if you had the 50-day set, the alert obviously would have never gone off because it never got down that far. So you might want to set several alerts to get where you want. Red line here is 100-day and green line here is 200-day. So those are the 4 SMAs that I have. Some people use exponential EMAs, and that's fine if you want to do that. I just use the simple moving averages. But to get a handle on what which one we want to set it to, whether it's the 20 or the 50, we can zoom into the past couple months. And then I'm actually going to, let's go to SE because I was messing with SE earlier and that was a good chart. Okay, so here again, it's a very similar story where most of the time it's bouncing off the 20-day, occasionally hits the 50-day. But a lot of times it's going through the 20-day and hanging there for a period of time. So the estimate that we actually want for this chart is in between the 20-day and the 50-day. So we can right click on the 50-day and do edit, and just change this to 45, and then hit OK, and see if that see how many touches it gets to that line, right? Because we want something that's going to get triggered occasionally. So we would get a couple here. Here's one that might have hit it. Definitely here's one. Let's actually go a hair closer and go to 40. That helped a little bit. Still think we should go a little bit more. 35. There we go. So the whole way here is hugging the 35. Here we cross over it. So those look like pretty good entry points. So 35 is the SMA that we're going to set this alert for. So again, let's go back to what I was doing, create an alert. Since I don't have this one created already, I'm going to do edit, and we can just do delete. Then we're going to add a condition here and select study. You can type in simple in the search if you're able to type, and that's what you want to choose. Again, you can choose any study, but this one's pretty easy. And I said 35 was what I felt was a good number for this ticker. And yes, I can use this at other points for other tickers, but so eventually you're going to have a couple of these, 20, 35, 50, 75, etc. So anyway, we're going to choose crosses, then we're going to choose price and choose close. Okay, and you can leave all of these settings the way it is, hit save, and then it will allow us to hit OK. Now it automatically put if study is true, and you can put a note in there if you want. But again, you can choose the type of note, the method of notification there, and then we'll hit create. And that's really all there is to setting up. For your next ticker, you would just find out which SMA you wanted it to look like it was hitting, and then you would create an alert based on that. I'm going to adjust this back to 50 since that is what I use typically speaking. And then if you go to, it always takes me a second to find this. Analyze, nope. Okay, Market Watch alerts. So these are the alerts that you have set up. So I just did one on SMH, SE, and SQ, and I did 20-day moving average for the SQ and the SMH. But yeah, then you can see which ones are active. You can cancel or replace any alerts. I have a bunch of the tickers that I watch a lot listed in here. Some of these are outdated, but I get alerts on any earnings related to these tickers, so that's another thing that I watch for. But anyway, yeah, you can come in here, see which all ones are active. If you go real crazy adding a lot of alerts, like I did when I first got started, there were several hundred in here, so I had to pick and choose which ones I wanted to keep. And definitely I could clean this up a little bit more again. But that's all today. Hopefully you found this useful, and I'll talk to you next time.